Okay. So let's continue with our things. Okay. So this is again what we have discussed in the last lecture. It is about the DES round one, right? So similarly, we have kind of about 16 rounds that will be there. So this all round is that you can see that they are following the Fister structure that we have here a left part, we have a right part that is of a kind of you can say the 32 bits, then it will be using the expansions, it is converted in a 48 bits. Okay, so using our expansions from 32 some bits we are adding 16 bits we are going to add extra. Okay, so from all these things we are going to add, so it is like available 32 bits, again we take more 16 and then 48 that is goes with XORs, and then we have a kind of S boxes. So what is this X box? That's what we are going to see. Okay, and of course there is a permutation box that whatever the number 32 bits here and there, then again you are permuting, so that when you go in the kind of a decryption side, whatever the way you have done it inverse you have to go to do it, and at the end you can see that the left whatever the answer from here it is XOR with the left part and it becomes the right part of the next thing, while the left part they are not going to touch, they are going to take it as it is, so this is going to do it. Okay, so that's why they are going to do it. And similarly in terms of key, because our key is you can say 56 bits, right? So from 56 bits again there is a half of what, so then they are going to do a left shifts. Now the question is they are writing here shift and bracket s, what is it means? Why don't they are writing a shifts? Question is this, is why they are not writing these shifts? That is fine, na? Why they are writing this thing? Let me ask you in way of English language. Okay, if I write student in the bracket s, what it means? Why they are writing in bracket s? Just my question. It's a English language things. That's we are going to use it.
Sir, we have to choose one shift or one or more than one shift.
Well, correct, Aditya. So it means that in some round we have a one shift, in some round we have a more than one shifts. So you can say that that's why they are going to do it more and more. You know, try to make it in jumbling here and there. So that's why even with the shifting also they haven't said it is only a one shift. Round to round they have changed the shifting, right? The number of bits that they are going to use. So that's why they are writing as here. Okay, so it means in some rounds there will be surely more than one shifting is there. Okay, and that is you can say that this is a circular shift in that way, so that bits will be there in the key that they are going to do it. So that's our kind of substitutes that S box is there. So this is round in a different way that they have shown. So this is my right part. Okay, so just let me go here. So this part we are talking right part, because left part will be straight away go here. Okay, so only thing is we are playing with the right parts here, and then the expansion they will go to 48 bit, then with the key they will do the kind of XOR and then they will put it to S box. Now in the S box if you have seen there are a 6 input and there is a 4 output. Okay, so there is a 6 bit, it is an input, and 4 bit as an output. How many S box are there? There is 8 S box, right? And from the 8 S box every time you will get 4 bit here. Okay, so ultimately this one is you can say your 32 bits, 4 bit from all the 8 S boxes, right? And then using the permutations again you are changing, and thus you are getting your 32 bits. This one will be which your part, left or right part of the next round? This 32 bit will be what is your the next round, right part or left part? This is, let's say, for the output of this round. Okay, so is this 32 bit will be the right part or left part? For example, if I say this is my r of I minus 1, so this is the r part, right part of, for example, round I minus 1. Now will it be ri this one? question is this? It is expansion, 48 bits, plus sign, all the S boxes, permutations, then you are getting 32 bits. So you have started with 32 bits, you have end up with 32 bits. Yes. Is this my right part of next round? My question is this. Or did I miss anything here? Let me go to previous. This is what around. The same thing, just this part, you can see this is right part because this is kind of a more famous. This will be shown here. Okay, right part. Is both are same or there is something I'm missing here? This one is the previous figure. So this is R minus 1. So this is what our R minus 1. This is my Ri. So is this my Ri? Any suggestions from anyone? I'm just want a difference between this diagram and this diagram. If something is missing, I'm claiming that I have started with Ri minus 1 and this is Ri. This one is my Ri minus 1 in this diagram and this one is Ri. Is both are same? Let me try to remove this writing so that people will. Yes. So what actually I'm claiming? Is this part is same? Is this? Both are same? Because here I am starting with Ri minus 1, here also I am starting with Ri minus 1, then I am going right. This one is my expansion, this one is my expansion. Sorry. This one is my XOR, this one is my XOR. Just, or did I miss anything here? I am claiming that this round, that's what I have done here, it is the same as this diagram. Both are same. Let me try to remove. So this diagram and this, the rounded what I have done, that both are same. Is that correct or not?
No, sir.
Okay, what is the difference?
XOR is missing.
XOR is there, na? Here it is there. XOR,
Downward XOR.
which one?
Yes, sir. This one.
Oh, this one. Okay. I think you can see that after you are getting 32 bit here, this is actually you are here only. Okay, after permutation box. So this things that you can see here in a dotted box, this is this thing. This is a dotted box. Our fiscal functions, that's what they are going to use it. Okay, and then whatever you are getting as a 32 bits output, and that's you to do the XOR with the left part of previous round. Then you are getting the right one. That's where they are going to use it. Okay, so now our concern is this S box, that how this 48 bits. Okay, so this is 48 bits. So everywhere you are going to go with 6 bits. So total 48 bits. Okay, so everywhere you have 6 bits. So how you are going to convert 6 bit to 4 bits? That is what the magic is there, right? Because in the other way, when they are going in the next way, again they have to use in this process that they have to again convert, because these boxes are fixed. Okay, these are the universal boxes. It means the configurations, like this permutation box is fixed. Only thing is the bits that you are giving, that is we are not aware, right? But the how they are going to fit again, that's what we know. So similarly, these S boxes are fixed universally. Whatever the DES that you are going to use it, whatever the methods or whatever the inputs, these S boxes are fixed. But according to the input, the bits is there, you will get a different output. Okay. So now this is what we are going to use it. These are the 8 S boxes, substitution boxes. And how we are going to use it? Actually, we have a 6 bits, right? So the first and the 6 bits that will select the row, and the remaining 2 to 5 bits that will select the column, right? So let me take one example here. This is what that they have given. This is actually, you can see total 48 bits is there, right? That's where they are going to use it. Okay. Now, okay, just my question is there, is this give me the 48 bits? This is a hexadecimal code. And all of you know that if we have a one hexa code, how many bits we require to in a binary? From hexadecimal to binary, how many bits we require for represent one number?
4.
Excellent. So we require 4 bits. Okay. So now how many digits are there? You can see here. Okay. It is 2 into
16.
Yeah, 16 numbers are there. So I think I am claiming that this is actually a 48 bits. So did I miss anything? But if I convert this hex, because of course you can see there is a hex numbers are there. D is their hex numbers. So if I convert this in binary, did I get 48 bits? Or did I miss anything here?
Sir, won't we get 64 bits?
64 bits.
16 into 4. 64 bits.
So why I'm writing this is actually a 48 bits. I'm saying that this is actually a 48 bits. The reason is that you can see in this diagram, your S boxes are having a 48 bits, right? Okay. And then your output is actually a 32 bit. So from 48 you are converting in 32. So each of the S box is having a 6 bits. But here I am seeing that this is first S box, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 8 X box. But if I am giving this input, this is actually a 64 bit, and I am saying it is a 48 bits. So did I miss anything here? According to diagram, it's supposed to be a 48 bits, right? In this diagram, you can see that total number of bits I am giving to the S box. This is 48 bits. But here I am seeing in an example that if I have this many digits, right? Okay, then it's supposed to be not a 48. So did I miss anything here? On a theory side, I am telling you that it is 48 bit, but when it is come to example, it is looks to me it is not 48 bits. Why it is mismatch, or did I miss anything? Whenever there is a mismatch, it means I have missed anything. Because these are the proven techniques that they have done it. So did I miss anything? Means in theory, I am telling that this is what our theory part. That total I have a 48 bits, right? To the all the combined 8 S boxes. So these are, you can say those are 8 pairs I have already done it, right? But if I will represent these in hex, right? Then it will be not 48 bits. It is more than that. Just let verify this thing. Is this 32 bits? See the number of digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it is a 8 digits. So it is a hexa. So 8 into 4. It is 32. Well, it is matching. Because you can see here my output is 32 bit. So this my output is 32 bit. I am concerned about the input. So it means I have missed something, right? Okay, so it means now just try to observe the first digit of every numbers. Okay, it will be either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 only. That's all. The reason is that I am giving the 66 bits only, right? So it means those total 48 bits I have, I will divide in 666 bit part, right? So anyhow, if I take the first 2 digit and the 2 and the 4, so it will divide these 6 bits in 2 plus 4. That's where they are going to divide, right? And that's where you can see that always the first digit will be between 0, 1, 2, 3. That is what the logic is there. So that's why every number here is actually, you can say 2 digit for first number, 4 bits, sorry, 2 bits for first number, 4 bits for second number. So this kind of a dual is actually a 6 bits, right? So let me take one example, and this 6 bits is converting in this thing 5. Similarly, this 39 will be converted in this 3. Okay, so that is the magic that we have to see, that how it is using the S box, it is going to convert. So now let's try to convert this in binary. So for 1 we require 0, 1. Is that correct? That is what the binary. What is the binary of 8? It is a hex. So of course we require 4 bits for second digit. So 4 bits means, what is the 4 bits?
1000.
Very good. 100. So now we got total 6 bits. Now what they are telling? Take the first and 6 bits. It will be row bits. So take the first and the 6. So our row will be here 0, 0, right? So that's I'm writing here. The first bit and the 6th bit. What are the remaining? 1100. 1100. Okay. So if I convert this in our, now I have to fit. This is my column number. This is my row number. Okay. So anyhow, I have to convert in decimal, right? The reason is that these are my S boxes. So you can see these are the fixed. So this is my S1, S2, S3, S4, similarly S5, S6, S7 and S8. So now we have to map here the number, row and column, right? So of course we require the decimals to conversions. So that's why, what is the decimal value of 00? It is 0. Yes. So it is pointing to the 0th row. Oh, sorry. So 00 means it is pointing to the 0th row. Now let me go back. It is 2 to 5. So what is the decimal value of 1100?
Well,
Very good. It is at 12. So row 0, or you can see here, if in our 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 is actually a first kind of a row here. Okay. So it is row will start with our, you can say it is a simple our 2D array, row into column, right? So 0, this is 0. Now similarly, where is the 12? What is the 12th column? Make sure your column is starting from 0. So just I will write down here column number 1, 2. So this one is the number you can see. 0th row and the 12th column, right? This is 5. So now you can see how the 5 is coming here. Now you get it? Okay. So that's why this way your 6 digits, 6 bits are converting in a 4 bits. Okay. That's why they're going to map this thing. Okay. And these are the fixed boxes, all this 8 boxes. As of now, just for presentations, I'm giving you 4 boxes. So similarly, we have the remaining 4 again boxes. That's why they're going to do it. Okay. So now this is what our key of DES, data encryption standard. Okay. So now we have divided this thing in a 28, 28, and now this is, for example, our input key. So if you have remember our diagrams, we are starting with 64-bit key, right? And then we are only taking the 58 bits. The remaining 8 bits we are not interested. We are discarding. Okay. The reason is that again this 50 kind of 6 bits will be divided into 28 parts, and then it is required this permutation choice 1 and permutation choice 2. And now this is where our questions of shifts. Okay, so if you remember, let's go to diagram. Here I have asked the words left shifts. So now you can see here this is what the shift in each round. In some round there are kind of whatever the number of shifts, 1, 2 or whatever. In some rounds you can see there are multiple shifting is there. So that's why they are going to use it. And now this is where is this box permutation choice 2 and 1. Let me go to the diagram. Okay, so this is, you can see that this is your permutation choice 2 box. Okay, and that's where before starting the permutation choice 2, before starting the rounds, you have to do the permutation first. So that's where a permutation choice 1 box is there. So each of the box have their, kind of the entire logic is there. That's where they have designed this thing. And similarly, now we are going with the decryptions. So I think already we have seen the diagram. Let me again go to that diagram of decryptions. Okay, so similar, I think you can see in the entire structure. This is what our encryptions. This is the way decryption works, right? This is what our entire that F functions. That's what we have done here. Use the expansion, so and so on, everything. Okay, and that's why they are going to use it. The way there you have applied the keys in the reverse order, you have to again apply those keys, so and so on. Okay, and then you are getting your answers. So let me go in this. So this is what our decryption is part is there, right? So that's where they are going to use it. Now this is just a one example. Okay, so you can see that they are starting with the round. This is what the initial permutations, and this is what the inverse permutations. So they are starting with the left and right, and then when you are starting the round from 1 to 16, then you are going to use the keys. Okay, you can see the sub keys, and every time you are getting the left and right part. Okay, now our task is how the people are trying to see that the way they can try to attack on this thing, right? Of course, our frequency analysis that much not useful here. Even you cannot do a trial and error of every keys, right? Because if your key here is actually input at 64 bit and then it converted in 58 bits, right? So of course, sorry, 56 bits. So of course, 2 raised to 56, all the permutation you cannot do of a key. Okay, it's like I'm giving you a one kind of a file. Okay, and then I'm asking you, can you decrypt the file using the this brute force attack, all the key possibles? You can, but the time is money. So because if it will take years, then there is no meaning to do this thing, right? So similarly, this is what the thing is there. Now, okay, just a one kind of consider this diagram as a puzzle. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by this thing? I will give you the hint. This is correspond to this. This is correspond to this. So this is correspond to this. This one is correspond to this. Okay. So in all the rows, you can see there are two entries are there. Like this is entry 1 and entry 2. Okay. And then it is again going on in the same way. So it means here there are two plain texts I am giving actually. Now any guess why there are two plain texts I am giving? Actually, DES can only works on one plain text, right? How the concept of two plain text coming in the picture? So it means I starting with this is my plain text 1, this is my plain text 2, and these are all the rounds. So for example, this is what example of one plain text. Similarly, here I have taken the answers of two plain text, and at the end, this is my ciphertext 1, this is my ciphertext 2. But what is the need of this kind of table in analysis? Let me write it down. This is plain text 1, plain text 2, and for each of those plain text, round wise they have kind of find out what is the answers. And here this is, you can say this is my ciphertext 1, ciphertext 2. So ciphertext 1, it means that once I apply the all the whatever the key, I will assume that here for the both the plain text I have applied the same key, right? So, but why this type of thing is there? And just another, my puzzle is there. What is this delta? What is this numbers? You people are missing puzzles, na? Consider this as a puzzle. This is actually we call the avalanche effect in terms of security. Every cipher supposed to exhibit the strong property of avalanche effect. Okay, just anyone got what do you mean by this delta? It is 1, 1, 5, 18, 34, 37. What is that thing? Any guess? There are two plain texts. Okay, all of them are 60. That they're starting with this. They're 64 bits. So all the left and right part, all the 64 bits. For plain text one, the answer is there round by round. All the upper rounds values are for plain text one. The below values for all the rounds are for plain text two. And at the end, you are getting ciphertext 1 and 2. So I'm just confusing why they are doing this type of analysis. Avalanche effect. But my first puzzle is what is this delta? 115. What is that 115? Make sure we are working in a bits. Okay. In security, because we are applying this operations on a bits level. So maybe is it a hint or what? What is the delta? Yes. Consider like puzzle, you will surely get the answers. First tell me what is delta. Think from the viewpoint of bits, not bytes. Bits, because this is all a hexa value. So one thing, if you have noticed, the most popular kind of a gate, there are gates, and or not, NAND, those are the gates. XOR are the things that they are trying to utilize much more, because it will cancel the things. That is what the advantage of XOR. Okay. In security, XOR gate will be used to cancel the things, and that will give you the answer that is already there. That is what a property of XORs. Yes. So any guess about this delta? Or I'm asking you the difference. What is the relation between P1, P2, and this delta? For example, this box. Did I get 1 from P1, P2? Anyhow?
Sir, there is only one bit that is different in both P1 and P2.
Okay. Will it be same in here? Is this the 1 bit difference also here? check it out?
Yes, sir.
Good. You can see here. Okay, so good. So now the delta this is that the number of bits are different, right? So what actually in the avalanche effect that they are trying to measure that even in my plain text, if I change one bit, okay, so you can see the difference between these two plain text is only a 1 bit, right? The all other bits are same. So even if I change one bit, generally half of the bits in my ciphertext are changed. You can see, okay, 32 bits are being changed straight away. So you can see that even a slight change in one bit from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, it will be change your ciphertext. Half of the ciphertext is going to be affected. That's why they are going to do in terms of bits, they are going to be affected, right? So that's why even with the kind of this known plain text or with the change in the plain text, attacker cannot guess it because the half of the bits you have changed it. That is what the advantage in for user side from the security side. So this is what you can say the avalanche effect, and DAs is kind of a strong in the avalanche effect that the number of bits it is changing. And one other thing that what we are going to see in the unit 4, as of now we are in unit 2, that is a hash functions. Even in that also, if you change a 1 bit in the input, you're about half of the bits are in the answer is going to be changed, even more than that also sometimes. Okay, so that is very hard for attackers. So that's why these things is designed in that way. So this is what the thing is there in avalanche effect. So now, yes.
So, how can we rate the 5 in terms of second round?
In the second, what you have to see is you have to convert this thing in terms of all the, these are actually a 64 bits, right? And let's see, okay, for example, all those who are known, right, this is BAD. So here there is a 1 bit from 2 and 3, okay, so 2 is same, 8 is same, 4 5, there is a 9 and 3. So if you convert this both in a binary, how many bits are changed? And similarly this 9 here, E and A both are changed here, okay. So what you have to do is convert this 9 and 3. So if you let's see 9 and 3, this is I'm just writing the changing bits 2 3, then 9 and 3, then EA, okay, then 9V7 2A. So what you have to do is convert this in the 4 bits, right? This is a hexacode. So like this is whatever you can say the 0010. So this is what 0011. Okay, so you can see that this and this there is a change of 1 bit. So for answer this is 1. Similarly, you have to again convert this 9. Okay, so 9 is 1001. This is 0011. So this is 1 is matching. Okay, so here there is a 1 and this is also you can see the changes here. So there is a 2. So in that way, similarly, they want that how many bits actually are changing, right? Is that not 5?
Yes, sir.
Or it is more than 5? Okay, but is this way they are doing analysis that every time if you know whatever the digits you convert in a 4 bits, in a 4 bits how many bits that they are going to change it. So it means you have actually a 64 bit for plain text 1. This is 64 bit upper level and 64 bit lower level, and you have to see that how many bits are actually changing, right, on the upper and the lower one. That's why, and from that you will get the how many difference. Okay, but main our concern is that how many bits are changing. It means if I change a 1 bit, many bits are changing in the ciphertext, and that is what actually a good property of a ciphers, right?
So I think it will be 6, sir.
It will be
6.
okay. Then I will again let me check it out, and then I will let you know. Okay, 6. Okay. So this one is a strength. As I told that we have a 56 bits we are going to use for DES. So if it means someone's want to do a brute force attack, of course, kind of they require this many values. So now in the kind of years by years, of course, with our recent processors, because previously we have, when these are the keys, we have Pentium processors, right? Pentium 1, 2, 3, whatever. Now we have Core i5, Core i7, so and so on. So that's why it happened that with the strong things, this and this, even with our kind of, the capacity, because here all the keys you can run in parallel, right? They are not a dependent. So it means you can do all the possible combinations. From that you can try these things. So that's why they may take less time with the more things is there. So it means that's why in nowadays DAs is kind of obsolete, but it was a years, several years through which DAs is one of their strong kind of a things. Okay, and this is what they are doing analytics attacks. That in terms of, for example, when we have kind of things, then there are in terms of cryptanalysis. That is what the word is there. That how our ciphertext and plaintext, those who are here confusion and diffusion, they are with each other, they are related or not, and over a set of all the kind of probability, that okay, if I have this plain text, this is what a probability that I will get this tentative bits in my ciphertext, and from that people is trying to use that how they are going to do it. So maybe if the time permits, we will go in detail of this thing, but as of now just try to be so that there was a kind of analysis that was done in this DES. That's why. And one more way they are doing is a timing attack. Timing, it means that because this thing is running on a hardware, right? So let's say another entity is going to kind of saying the time, that from round 1 to 2 what is the time, whatever the in between rounds, because these are a hardware things, right? All the things is done in that way. So whatever the time they are consuming, let someone is going to measure the timing, and from the timing they are going to see that this is actually a kind of a bits are there, or this is what the kind is, this is are there, because it will take about this much time. So now you are seeing that in terms of our security, how the people are going to analyze on the timings. Okay. So these are kind of certain things when if someone will try to continue with the Fistals kind of a designs, that first thing is how many rounds are there. Of course, you are going with more rounds, but if you are again going with, let's say you are saying fine, in terms of 16, we are going with 32, but it will again increase the time, so and so on, so that even on a kind of a easy, or let's say smart cards, or in a sensors, if we have to use this thing, it is become a more timing consume, right? Now the second thing is that in a design of a function app, that what you are going to use in terms of S boxes, how the works is there, expansions, permutations, and this confusion and will be there, so that this f function f will be try to help you to get your avalanche effect. The number of bits are changing much more, right? And similarly the key schedules, it means with the one key how many other keys many you have to generate. Like here we have actually start with 64-bit key, we convert in 56-bit key, and then we divide in 28 bits key, and from that key we are getting the another 16 keys, right, for each round. That's where we are going to use it. Okay. So this is what a kind of a summary is there. Okay, let's stop this thing. Okay, so I think fine, anyhow I think 4 or 5 minutes is remains, so just maybe I don't want to start a new topic today. Let me try to stop. But I can give you the hint of